Hey, my friends, just want to give a quick statement on the situation with Elon Musk buying Twitter. Well, I think it's great in a nutshell. You know, Elon Musk is a mixed bag, obviously, and this is just my opinion. But of course, I admire Tesla, I admire SpaceX. Where I part ways with Elon Musk, of course, is Neuralink, his drive to get human beings microchipped, to merge man with machine with artificial intelligence. And granted, he said it should be a choice, not forced, but still, he's helping to facilitate that whole move in that direction. However, having said all that, there's a lot of things that Elon Musk has done right as a freedom fighter, of course, fighting for free speech, and obviously him taking over Twitter, the agreement that's been announced that the board of Twitter has agreed to his offer to buy 100% of Twitter stock and take Twitter private. All that's great, obviously, to restore freedom of speech. Of course, Twitter being one of the top platforms for speech. And so that is definitely a huge area where I agree. And if he does the things that he said he was going to do and makes good on his promises, it will be even better. If he restores so many people that have been banned, including the former president, Trump himself, and many others, such as Alex Jones and Roger Stone. And there's a long list of people that were banned on Twitter. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on Twitter, so they didn't really come after me. But nevertheless, I just want to say that to focus on the positive, this is where I would applaud Elon Musk in that particular area. And of course, I wish he would back off of his effort to go with Neuralink, but I don't see him doing that because, he's a businessman, and obviously he's going to do things that he thinks follows the future trends, of course, to make money. But I just see it as a huge concern in that particular area of going down the direction of the human mind being merged with artificial intelligence. Nevertheless, if this is completely solidified, it's a major victory for patriots and freedom of speech. And so for that, I applaud. And I heard Roger Stone earlier today say that a great thing would be if Tucker Carlson would interview Elon Musk and really put the spotlight on this victory. I think that would be a fantastic thing. So I wanted to give you my take on it because definitely freedom of speech has been under fire. And, the fundamental basic of how freedom of speech works is everyone gets a voice. Everyone gets the opportunity to speak. That doesn't mean you agree with what other people are saying. But I heard a preacher say back in the early 80s, in fact, it was Jimmy Swaggart. And of course, there were huge, sad things about him. But before his fall, he was an amazing teacher. And I heard him say, if I only read books from authors that I agreed with 100%, I would never read any books. And I think that was the same thing. That principle applies with freedom of speech. Everyone gets the opportunity to speak, as long as we're not threatening other people, as long as what we say, right, isn't, death threats and all that sort of stuff. Most people don't go down that road. And so, again, this would be a massive victory. And here on the Central Coast of California, in my heart and mind, I celebrate this as a major milestone for the restoration of freedom of speech. Obviously, we have a long way to go to get it all back. And I think we've all been looking at other platforms, such as Gab, and of course we applaud Andrew Torba, and especially the fact that he's a Christian. And of course there's Rumble, and there's Trump's new Truth Social, which I downloaded the app, but I haven't had the time to really take a close look and get all that set up. And I'm just saying that you can't kill free speech, because freedom of speech doesn't come to us just because it's the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. I'm glad our founding fathers had that vision. Freedom of speech is inherently given to us from God. It is the desire to express ourselves, whether it be spiritually, whether it be mentally, emotionally, intellectually, and everything is interwoven together, obviously. And you try to take that away, you may be able to suppress freedom of speech for a while, but you can't completely take it away. And it's crazy how the liberal socialists are operating, because they say they believe in free speech as long as you agree with them, as long as you are saying their globalist talking points. But you go down the road of nationalism, patriotism, and true freedom, no matter what level it's on, you're on automatically their enemy and you're banned. So again, it's good. We have to restore freedom of speech in the republic. We have to celebrate each step along the way. I think we would all want the massive, huge transformation, but victory doesn't always come that way. You know, we look at history and we think of these massive wars, whether it be the Revolutionary War of 1776 or other wars, and we got to realize that big wars are made up of small battles. And you can't win the big war unless you win the small battles along the way. And obviously some of the small battles are lost. But we have to celebrate when we win battles and learn from our mistakes, learn from those victories, and take them all the way across the finish line to the big victory. So just wanted to give you my take. And I am, in fact, definitely, even though there are several things about Elon Musk that I totally disagree with, in the big picture, looking at the big picture, I'll take it. I'm glad that he's stepping forward. But, you know, we got to remember, we can't wait for the billionaires to be the ones to bring our freedom of speech back. We've got to be the ones to say, no one's going to take away my right to speak. So thanks. Have a beautiful day. Love all of you, and we'll catch you later.